The Jacksonville Jaguars hired Urban Meyer to be their next head coach. He most recently coached at Ohio State. He's also been the head coach at Bowling Green, Florida, and the University of Utah. He won 3 national championships, 2 at Florida, 1 at Ohio State. And by the way, Urban Meyer, I didn't realize this when I looked at his coaching record. He's never had a losing season. He's had a winning season every single year he's coached in college football. Kind of impressive. Now, he has always been a college coach. More on that in a minute. I do want to say first, though, I think it's pretty likely and should be believed that the Jaguars are going to draft Trevor Lawrence to be their starting quarterback with a number 1 overall pick in the NFL draft in 2021. I know that Urban Meyer has a history with running quarterbacks, and I know that he coached Tim Tebow, and a lot of people say, well, maybe Justin Fields is now in play. He likes a quarterback who can move. I understand that. But if you've ever heard Urban Meyer talk about Trevor Lawrence, you would understand. I think he holds the guy with a ton of regard. I think he believes Trevor Lawrence is the best quarterback in the draft. And I would be personally shocked if the Jaguars did not draft Trevor Lawrence. I think they're going to draft Trevor Lawrence number 1 overall, and they're going to build around him to restart the Jacksonville Jaguars. Now, Urban Meyer has been out of coaching for a couple of years now. And he's kind of, we know he's been offered jobs behind the scenes. He hasn't taken them. And he's been waiting and waiting and waiting and waiting for the right opportunity. So why did Urban Meyer take the Jacksonville Jaguars job? I think partially he knows he can win. Now, another thing is I think the life of a college coach is much different than the life of an NFL coach. I don't know about you. This is an awful thing to say, but it's honest. I would not want to coach 18-year-olds and college kids. I'd rather deal with professionals. I think there's a lot of stuff that comes with dealing with college kids compared to dealing with professionals. You're paying them. There's a different expectation. There's no recruiting in the offseason the same way. You're still scouting, but I think actually the offseason is even harder for a college coach. And again, I also truly believe that Urban Meyer believes he can win in Jacksonville. There's a lot of young talent with the Jaguars. I think a lot more than people realize or understand. They got a running back who's really young, James Robinson. They got 2 receivers, DJ Chark, Laviska Shenault. 2 edge rushers, Kayvon Chaisson, Josh Allen. Interior linebackers, Miles Jack, Joe Schobert. A corner, CJ Henderson. A lot more talent too. And I have always believed that Urban Meyer is really good at developing talent. That's what he's great at. He's great at developing talent and hiring coaches who can develop talent. And all those young players in Jacksonville, they just need to be developed. They're waiting to be pointed in the right direction. I think Urban Meyer is the kind of guy that could. I'm not going to guarantee he will succeed, but he could make it happen. Now, here's my concern about Urban Meyer. It's honest. I think it's fair to be concerned about this one thing. He's a college coach. He's always been a coach in college. And I'm actually sure he's probably eager to coach in the NFL. He can prove he can do it at a higher level. I think he's got to deal with a level of professionalism and expectations that are slightly different. Your players are not taking college classes. There's you have to say the right stuff, a lot of pressure to be the right way in college. In the NFL, you can be a lot more yourself. But in college, a coach has a ton of control, pretty much all the control over their college football program. They're like the god lording over their program. And in the NFL, what comes along with dealing with professional players is they also do not like being controlled. In college, you can really create a whole rubric and a whole game plan and control your players a lot more than you can in the NFL. You're dealing with professionals. They make money. They've got agency. And then also in the NFL, Urban Meyer is going to have to answer to a general manager and deal with an owner. Now, I think Shad Khan, the owner of the Jaguars, probably is hiring Urban Meyer because he trusts him. I'm sure there's a relationship in place where he's going to hire him and let Urban Meyer do his thing. But you still got to collaborate with the general manager. You still got to collaborate with the owner. And really the only question I could possibly have from Urban Meyer, he's a good ball coach. I think he's a good dude. I think he knows a lot about the game. He's going to hire good people, give them time. I think it's pretty likely it's going to work. But the question is, can Urban Meyer resist being a control freak? Can he give up some of the control over the players and some of the control because he's got to answer to an owner and a general manager? That remains to be seen. But I think overall, a pretty good hire by the Jacksonville Jaguars. And I'm excited to watch what happens. Regardless of whether they win the Super Bowl or however it goes, Trevor Lawrence, Urban Meyer, some good young talent in Jacksonville. I'm going to watch. It'll be really fun. That's what I really love in football. I don't know that Joe Burrow is ever going to win a Super Bowl with the Cincinnati Bengals, but you know what? Joe Burrow on the Bengals, that's a good time. And I think it's very possible that I don't know whether the Jaguars, how far they can go together. Urban Meyer, presumably Trevor Lawrence, but man, it's going to be a good time. I'm excited to watch the transformation of that franchise, and I'm rooting for Jacksonville. I really am. I mean, I was watching a TV show the other day called The Good Place. I wasn't watching. My girlfriend was watching, but my girlfriend calls me down to listen to all the Jaguars jokes, and they're always talking about how the Jaguars are never going to win a Super Bowl, and they're supposedly in they're in hell. So you die and you go to the bad place. And the only games they show on TV are the Jacksonville Jaguars because they're so bad. They're the butt of this joke by this TV show, The Good Place. It's got, oh my gosh, what's the guy's name? It's got Dak Shepard's wife. I forget her name. I'm so sorry. Great actress. My point is, though, the Jaguars are so bad. They're the butt of a joke. This entire character in the TV show is built around the fact that he's from Florida and he's a miserable Jacksonville Jaguars fan. I would love to see the narrative change in Jacksonville and watch the Jaguars become no longer the butt of a joke from comedy TV shows. And I would love to see the Jacksonville Jaguars turn things around.